All right, today we're going to talk about a problem that drives pretty much every professional a little bit crazy, the absolute chaos of managing tons of different online accounts. We're going to dive into how a tool called Sendwin is built to tame that whole multi-login mess.
So let me just ask you this. How many different accounts do you actually log into every single day? No, really, think about it for a second. You've got your work email, maybe a few client accounts, social media dashboards, your personal stuff. The list just goes on and on, right?
You know, for anyone in marketing, e-commerce, or development, this is way more than a small headache. It's like digital identity whiplash. You're constantly jumping between a client's ad account, different online stores, developer test sites, and your own personal logins. It's a total recipe for confusion and, honestly, for making mistakes.
And we've all come up with our own little hacks to deal with it, haven't we? I mean, does this list look familiar? Juggling a dozen different Chrome profiles? Opening a sea of incognito windows? Or maybe you're the one carrying a whole separate work laptop around. Let's be real, these aren't solutions. They're clunky, frustrating workarounds.
So why exactly are these old tricks not just annoying, but actually kind of risky? Let's pull back the curtain on the hidden costs of all this digital chaos.
Okay, so the core technical problem really comes down to this. Your normal browser uses a shared cookie jar. Just picture all your different accounts trying to grab cookies from the same jar. It leads to what we call identity bleed. But with isolated sessions, every single tab gets its own private storage jar. That creates true, clean separation, letting you run multiple logins for the very same website, right next to each other.
Exactly. It's that surprise identity carryover that's so dangerous. You think you're posting from your client's account, but whoops, you're actually logged in as yourself. Your standard browser profiles just weren't built to stop this from happening.
And the other common fix is a VPN. But a VPN is like a sledgehammer. It changes your entire computer's network identity. It does absolutely nothing to keep your browser tabs separate from each other. The alternative, per-session proxies, is way more like a surgical tool. It changes the network just for one specific tab, working with session isolation, not fighting against it.
So we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. The old ways are just broken. This brings us to a fundamentally new approach. Let's talk about the cloud browser and how it creates a completely different way to work. So what in the world is a cloud browser? It sounds complicated, but it's actually really simple. The browser itself isn't running on your computer. It's running on a secure server somewhere else. All you see is a video stream of the web page. So, and this is the key, any risky code, any malware, any trackers, it all happens far, far away from your machine.
Let's break down how this actually works. It's really just 3 steps. First, you open an isolated tab. Just think of it as a perfectly clean, brand new browser. Second, you log in and do your thing, running multiple accounts right next to each other with zero chance of them mixing. And third, and this is a total game changer for teams, you can share that live logged-in session with a coworker without ever having to share the password. Okay, now that we get the tech, let's look at the real-world results. We're talking about totally reimagined workflows, who benefits the most from this, and how exactly.
And the impact is huge, an 80% potential speed increase in your work pipeline. Why? It's simple. You're getting rid of all those browser gymnastics. No more logging in and out, switching profiles, clearing cookies, none of it. You just click a tab and you're in.
So what's driving that? It all comes down to features like one-click switching and that amazing passwordless sharing. You can even do things like blur or block sensitive parts of a page before you share it, and put a time limit on the access. And you get all this with servers around the world and zero software to install.
Let's get really specific. If you're a marketer, this means you can cleanly manage dozens of different ad accounts. Just picture switching between your client's dashboards with a single click. And when you need an approval, you can share a live logged-in view with your client instead of sending old screenshots or, even worse, sharing passwords.
Or if you're an e-commerce seller, you can finally run multiple storefronts without any risk of them bleeding into one another. You can even attach a stable, unique proxy to each store, which massively cuts down on those annoying login challenges and security flags you get from the platforms.
And for all you technical pros, the SEO experts and developers, the benefits are just as awesome. You can test search results from different countries all at the same time in parallel windows. Your A/B tests stay totally clean without cookie pollution. And you can instantly spin up a disposable browser to check a suspicious link and then just, poof, throw it away.
Okay, so we've seen the day-to-day wins. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture this makes possible. Truly secure, scalable collaboration for any modern team.
See, this isn't just about convenience, it's about security by design. Zero Trust Execution is a fancy way of saying that risky code never even touches your computer. All your data is locked down with strong encryption, and because there's no shared storage, it's way harder for trackers to follow you around.
When you put it side by side like this, the difference is just night and day. The old way is high risk, messy, and relies on insecure password sharing. It just doesn't scale. The new cloud browser way is low risk, truly isolated, built for secure teamwork, and designed to handle massive scale.
So here's the most important thing to take away from all this. It's not just a better browser. This is a fundamental shift. It turns your browser from a simple tool into a powerful, multi-session control room for your entire team's online work.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Take a good, hard look at your team's current workflow. Is your browser really a tool for growth, for efficiency, and for security? Or are all those clumsy old workarounds secretly holding you back?